effective you had to try to be.
Yeah, we didn't have much, and when it came to getting paid, by Barry, that $15, that was even an effort to get that. Usually, I would be lucky, hey Barry, how about some money? How about my pay? I'd get whatever was in his pockets, and after a while he caught on, so he never kept much in there. But then again, gas was at that point 30 cents a gallon.
Right.
I mean, I filled a car up on $3. So, some of us were getting car fare, some of us are getting, just enough, gas money. Money was not the motivator, at that time.
How about the stars? Were they getting paid well?
Yeah, the engagements were coming in. We'd go on the road trips. We'd get the bookings, and the royalties really didn't start rolling in until maybe 1961 with the first, number one, when the Miracles had the first million seller. So it was pretty.
Shop Around?
Yeah, Shop Around. Mm-hmm. It was pretty touch and go, those first years. And that, as a matter of fact, when I actually got a newspaper story in one of there were 3 Detroit dailies at that time, the focus on the story was about the Arbor Music Writing Company and about, coming in with $100. It wasn't so much, even though Smokey's in the story, Marv Johnson's in the story. I mean, the whole, our cast, great cast of characters in the story. Barry's in there, I'm in there. But it's, the emphasis is, hey, bring in people, for the $100, that we can record.
You seem to go to great lengths to get a story, even if you had to go out on a limb to do it. Tell us a little bit of some of your great promotional stunts.
Well, there was a record that I loved called Snake Walk, by a group called the Swinging Tigers that are probably better known today as the Funk Brothers.
Motown House Band.
Motown House Band, yeah. There was a documentary made on them standing in the shadows of Motown. The record was a 2-part instrumental. And again, my knowledge of anything, that everything I knew came from probably Tony Curtis or somebody else in a movie. And I remembered seeing something or other about how Hollywood used to produce, used to do stunts, PR stunts, to get, the message across. So I decided, because the record was called Snake Walk, that I'd go around with a snake charmer's outfit. I came to work wearing one of my mother's white sheets, not even thinking, here I am working, a white guy working for an African-American company. I'm new there and I'm showing up in a white sheet.
Like a Ku Klux Klan.
Like a Ku Klux Klan. Nobody mentioned it to me. They probably just said, it's Abrams, don't say anything. And we went around, and I had a rubber snake and a turban. We posed with all the disc jockeys, got the photos. The photos were picked up by the music trades, Billboard, especially, still around and very important today. And we got the exposure that way. The record didn't make it, but people got out there. The disc jockeys were happy to be photographed and get national exposure. The photographer that I hired was a guy my age named Doug Ashley, who later wound up as the official White House photographer in the Rose Garden.
One of the things, you were a political junkie.
Right.
And so tell them about the contract you offered to Lucy Baines Johnson.
Oh. Yeah. I saw a thing, some clip about Lucy Baines Johnson doing the Watusi.
And this was the president's daughter.
The president's daughter at the time. So I figured, hey, this is great. We're offering her a Motown recording contract. So I did this one without telling Barry, because I knew Barry would go, oh, no, you can't do that. So I sent it out, and then after, I offered her the contract, Barry said, no, you can't do that. Don't do that. But by that time, I had a news story on offering her the contract, and then a bigger news story when Lucy Baines Johnson turns down the contract, through her PR people. Here we are, Motown, we're in there.
So basically, you used the office of the President of the United States to promote a record without anybody's permission, and it worked.
Yeah, I plead guilty on that one.
We've got pictures of some of your other things. We've got a picture, I believe, of the Supremes with the governor of the state of Michigan.
Yes, George Romney, the father. I think his son's around Mitt Romney. I think we've heard of him.
And you can see the family resemblance.
Definitely a family resemblance.
And you basically arranged for this as publicity?
Yes, I would arrange. After a while, the local politicians, including Governor Romney, were happy to get photographed with the Supremes, because now the emphasis was on the Supremes. Once, and it seems, again, getting back to that magazine cover the TV magazine cover. It seems like, a minor thing, but it was a breakthrough because once I could add the Supremes on the cover of that TV magazine, it opened up the doors not just for the Supremes, not just for all the Motown artists, but for all African American artists to get on the covers of national magazines.
And Mark, I'd like to bring you in on this a little bit. What role did this play in our whole nation's history? Not just Motown, but the fact that we were starting to see black recording artists. We were buying their records. We were seeing them on magazine covers. Did that change our view of America?
I don't think we can overestimate the impact of Motown. I mean, you can look back at Motown today and see it as somewhat conservative. They were not aggressive early on about promoting civil rights, for instance. There certainly was some, but the records that we remember today as being big hits, like Shop Around, were universal stories. A mother talking to her son, saying, don't just marry the first girl you meet, meet a bunch and figure out who really is the love of your life before you jump into an engagement ring. And those stories crossed color lines.
So we're all humans.
We're all humans, and it made that argument, a really important argument for a people, African Americans, who had been treated as things, that could be bought and sold rather than as human beings. So recognizing that they loved and had passion and were engaged in the things that just any person would be engaged in was huge. And then to have that go out over the radio waves, right? So it's not about, it crosses lines of segregation, so you're not worried about who you're really meeting at the dinner table or who you're meeting at work. You're hearing it on your car radio, on those AM radios, and falling in love with the music.
Yes.
And that the beat and the passion of this music really, was a better civil rights argument than you could make, on the floor of the House of Representatives or in the Senate. And I think it had a huge impact and then opened the doors for Stax Records and for more sort of overtly African American black sounding artists, to come in their wake. And even Motown starts to shift, where you have What's Going On by Marvin Gaye and sort of more aggressively political music, Ball of Confusion, things like that attacked the war in Vietnam, that attacked problems of discrimination. But really, Motown is the pioneer that opens the door.
That war in Vietnam brings up another. I have to go to one of your biggest gambles, one of your biggest tricks, Al. At a time when protesting was very serious business in America, what did you do?
Well, this is a year, 1964. It's a year after Dr. Martin Luther King's March in Detroit and March on Washington. It's, the public is becoming very aware of civil rights protests. Motown is a black-owned company. We have a white artist named Tommy Good, who's on the cover of, oh, here we go, here's the protest. I came up with the idea of doing a reverse march, of having white people protest the black-owned record company demanding a release of the Tommy Good record. When I first proposed it to Barry, Barry thought it was very funny, but his sister, Mrs. Esther Edwards, was much more conservative, and she, was a little concerned about...
She's a little wiser, basically.
Much, yeah.
You're playing with fire there.
Yeah. And I had to agree that if it backfired, I'd resign so the company wouldn't be embarrassed. So we recruited people. We actually busted white people, from the suburbs into Detroit. And as Mark has pointed out, it is the only, if you saw that one picture where on a placard, a guy wearing the infamous pork pie hat is carrying a sign saying, release Tommy Good now, please. It's the only civil rights march, that you ever see with please indicated on the placards. Well, of course, as Mark has also pointed out, miraculously, all these white kids show up in front of Motown, and suddenly, out of nowhere, a sound system appears, on the porch. Berry Gordy comes out smiling. Tommy Good sings to the audience. Everything's, real happy, hunky-dory. I do a press release on it. The press release is picked up verbatim by the Detroit newspapers. Fortunately, the major dailies were on strike.
Now this is an amazing thing. Just journalistically speaking, back in that day, you did not ever take anything from a news release word for word.
Right.
But what you're saying is that the people who should be the gatekeepers were on strike.
Right. So we got back. I think anyone at the news and free press would have sawed, through it for what it was. Oh, come on. But, publicity stunt. Give me a break. But it was picked up verbatim by the temporary papers, which then had, the AP franchise, because, no one else was putting out the news, wound up, put us out there.
That's amazing. And that is where our book cover photo actually comes from. This is Tommy Good speaking to the grateful masses.
Right.
And you're actually in that photo, but you are hiding all the way over on the right behind the brunette woman.
Yeah,
aren't you?
I mean, it's like usual. I usually hide behind a woman, skirted whenever I can. Just it's my favorite hiding place.
Well, then we're about to run out of time. So, Mark, I want to ask you a little bit, because I know that you've studied the relationship between music and society, and you've studied Reno a little bit. Tell us a little bit about our history and what our musical heart is.
Well, one of the arguments I've made in some other writing is just that you can see a lot about the quality of the city by the quality of its arts culture. And Reno, it has a fabulous, really, it's a total surprise, the amount of stuff that's here. Reno Opera, there's the symphony, there's the chamber orchestra, there's chamber music festivals. It's really an incredible town for music. And it actually all goes back to the casino industry. So
And we've only got about 30 seconds.
in 1931, when gaming is legalized, a lot of great musicians come to play with the casino floor shows. And so those musicians end up founding orchestras and become the talent base for the University of Nevada, Reno's great music department, and also for the symphony. And it's just sort of magic that happens. But it's really the bringing together of popular music and classical music. In some ways that Motown is the bringing together of the public school music education program in Detroit, which was fabulous, training all these musicians who then go to work for Berry Gordy.
And we live here in Reno surrounded by musicians among our neighbors, and that's part of the joy of the Reno Phil.
Yeah, it's been fantastic.
Our guests have been Al Abrams, Motown's founding promoter, and Mark Clague, professor of musicology and director of music for the University of Michigan School of Music, Theater, and Dance. You must have a rather large business card. If you're watching this program on its initial showing, that's Friday, May 18th, 2012, and if you like Motown, you might want to catch the Reno Philharmonic concert tomorrow night at Pioneer Center. Martha Reeves of Martha and the Vandellas and the Coasters will be performing.
Contours.
I'm sorry, the Contours, along with our local musicians. Thank you, gentlemen, very much for being with us. And thank you for joining us for a conversation about Motown.